Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Nothing. Just chilling.
Anything new and exciting since we last recorded?
We went to that
Oh,
like
yes. Let's
counseling
talk about
event.
that. Let's talk about
Yeah.
it's a counseling event.
I don't know what to call it.
It was called Thrive, Don't Just Survive, and a
Mhm.
counseling group did put it on.
Yeah.
It was about stress.
Yeah, and it was like in burnout and
Yes.
how to manage negative thoughts. I
It
really
was
liked that.
cross country. No. Crossroads. Country Crossroads Counseling, is that what it is?
I don't know. It's something like
It's
that.
something very close.
Yeah.
They're a counseling group and they do them like in rural areas a
Mhm.
lot. So
And I
I'm actually
really
going to have them do one in my community that
Yeah.
I run. So we'll put some information about that because it was like $10. It was worth it.
It really was. It was only $10 and they had, the main event where it was the keynote speaker, but then they also had
The breakout groups were my favorite.
Yeah.
I really liked all the topics. Like I was like, I want to do
Yeah.
all of these. They let
I
you
know.
choose.
I wish we could have.
Yeah.
But
That time management, man. I
I
wanted to do it. I
know.
should have.
I know. So I wonder, I couldn't remember the name of the first one, but I know the second one was like reframing negative thoughts. And I feel like the first one was really similar to that.
Something about
right?
negativity or something.
Yeah, like how to almost the same thing, like how to reframe when you get into these negative feedback loops, like how to pull
Yeah.
yourself out of them. Something that resonated with me in the first one were like the different themes of the negative thoughts that you can get stuck in, because it's like the all or nothing thinking, like if I'm not all, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
There's like the generalization, like I can't do anything right ever.
Yeah.
Um
Mine was like when I'm not at my 100, I go to I'm a bad mom.
Yeah, I go to when my puppy whines, I'm a bad dog mom.
Oh, no, you're good. That's why. They're like,
I know.
"Please
He's
let me
so
in."
and he does it
If
because
he
I
would lay
coddle
right
him.
here, totally
I
let
know.
him.
He would chew on his bone though, and it would be so loud. It would not be the ASMR vibe we were going for. But then the personalization one was the one that I really took away, because that's where, and you learned this is more for you guys, but it's where, if somebody's acting a little different, like maybe they're just not as engaged or like they're not as peppy when they're talking to you, I assume that I've done something wrong. Even if I haven't done anything wrong, I will assume like, oh, they're mad at me. And I know you know this about me because it's a hard.
I sometimes will be off and like just not feeling myself, and then we will have an interaction and I will have to come back and be like, Bianca, I just want you to know, like, this is nothing to do with you. I'm just having a hard time or whatever, because I know how personal
it really does.
make it.
Yeah.
Like you personalize it and like dwell on it. And I just don't, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to think like the other day when I texted you and I was like, no, like period. And then I immediately afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to definitely think that I'm mad or something. And
you
like
used 2 periods in that text. You were like, had to go back and do my job, period. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry I asked.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, like when I typed it out, I was frustrated with myself. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to think that I was talking about her.
And I know
or like me, like upset with you for asking.
Yeah. And I know that that's probably a lot to try to like think about. You're like, oh, now I have to worry about how I say things to Bianca because she's going to think that I hate her. And it's like, I am working on that.
Typically, I feel like you and I are so in sync that like we know.
Yeah.
And we like, I don't have like, I know how to like talk with you and like not ever, but there's a few times where I'm like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Not about you.
Yeah. And it is hard. It's a hard thing to unlearn. And maybe that's something I talk about in therapy, because I'd love to know what makes that happen. Like, what experiences did I have that caused me to take everything so personally? Like, was there a point in my life where there were things that were my fault, or like, is there a time whenever that was true? And so now I just assume that everything revolves around me. And it's nice. It's a good reminder that nobody is thinking about you the way that you're thinking about you.
Yeah. Like she was like, it's like kind of rude to say, but like, you're not that important.
Yeah, it's not that deep. And it's so true.
Like,
and it's a good like reality.
Everyone isn't sitting around, like, you aren't the center of everybody's universe.
Yeah, people aren't sitting around thinking about you. Like, oh, did you see the way Bianca said hi to me yesterday? Like, what's her problem?
Or didn't say hi because,
yeah.
you know, oh my gosh, you know. But yeah, and then I just thought it was hilarious that I felt like everything they said, they were like, yeah, that's anxiety. And I was like, yeah, we know.
Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, we know it's anxiety.
Yeah. They said something about like, we're not diagnosing you. I was like, sis, I've been diagnosed.
Yeah.
Like, we're good here. Like, it is anxiety.
I liked the group's vibes. Like, I just thought that they were really good vibe. I loved the keynote speaker. Like, I just loved her story.
Yeah. She used to be a Cowboys. When did I go to Cowboys? A Kansas City Chiefs cheerleader and rode. I was like, what are we doing?
No, just kidding. We're going to go back this way.
And she rode the horses.
War Paint is now at her ranch or whatever that they have. And they do therapy with, they called it something critter. Gosh, I should have wrote all of this down so I could give them a better insert here. Counseling with critters or something like that. And gosh, I feel really bad now that I don't remember the exact name. But anyway, she said baby.
Yeah, like War Paint Jr. or something. I thought that was cool.
And then they named it
Kelsey.
Yes. And they were talking about what would they name another one. And a lot of people have
like
said
Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes or Taylor.
Or Swift or Swifty or Taylor.
Yeah.
And she said that one got mixed reviews. But yeah, that's what I did this last week. We had a softball game get rained out. And then our second softball game, we played 45 minutes in the rain. And then they called it. So that was fun. What are you guys in the process of doing right now?
We are building a brand new deck on the back of our house. We took the old one out and we're building a new, bigger one. So
it's amazing.
Been fun and exciting.
It's been a process.
And then I ended up being at the hospital 2 days out of this week with 2 out of 3 of my children.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week.
Yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that or not.
I don't want to talk about the experience. Just the fact that I have taken Brindley and Corbin both to the hospital this week has not been fun. And then my other child, Adeline, has to have surgery on her knee. And I'm like, it's just been a lot. But I am, I posted kind of just a picture of the floor the other day on Snapchat. And I said, do you ever just want to stop and thank God for protecting your family? And I did. In that moment, I was just like, thank you so much for protecting my family. Because even when things are bad, I have to go, it could have been a totally different story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm thankful for health and happiness and lumber.
And lumber?
Not the price of lumber.
Yeah, no, we're never happy about
I told
the price
Zach,
of lumber.
you got to stop telling me what you're buying and how much it costs.
Yeah.
I can't know anymore.
It's stressing me out.
Yep.
Stressing you out, not me. But I guess like secondhand stress for me.
And we are not sponsored by, but if you wanted to sponsor us, Monster, I'm not a big Monster fan. Bianca does. She likes Monster drinks. But this is called Monster Juice. It's Viking berry, and I just needed a little pick-me-up. I know these are horrible for you. That's probably not a way to get like
people to sponsor you. Like, this is a terrible drink for you.
It's probably horrible for you, yeah. But like, it is actually really good.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Monster Viking berry, for a little pick-me-up tonight.
Cheers to that. Well, are you ready to get diving into our third week of Karen stories? Okay, well, grab your coffee or your Monsters.
or your Coke Zero.
Get comfy and let's take back Sunday. So my first story this week is titled Karen from the Cul-de-sac.
Oh, gosh.
You know, like Jenny from the block.
Yeah.
I'm still Karen from the cul-de-sac. Trademark pending. Okay, so you know the type. Sunglasses on the crown of her head, leopard print leggings, a personalized wine knot tumbler always in hand. But this isn't just any Karen. This is Darla, the self-appointed
Gosh,
queen.
this sounds more like Trailer Park with the leopard
I
pants.
know,
Anyway.
and Darla. No offense to any Darlas. Yikes. My bad. Darla. The self-appointed queen of Oakview Estates HOA. We love a good HOA story. Those people are crazy. I actually have an HOA story that I'll tell after I finish this.
Okay.
Remind me.
Okay.
And Darla doesn't just enforce the rules, she breathes them, writes them, laminates them, and keeps extras in her car.
Oh, Lord.
It all started when a sweet newlywed couple, Chris and Lila, moved into the last house on the cul-de-sac. They were quiet, friendly, and had the audacity to install a turquoise mailbox.
They sound lovely.
They do. A violation so heinous, Darla nearly choked on her sparkling rosé.
Oh, Lord.
She called an emergency HOA meeting, which was really just her and 3 other people who showed up for the free Costco cookies.
Oh, my gosh.
She demanded the mailbox be removed immediately, citing an obscure bylaw from 1997 about neutrally toned fixtures. Chris politely asked for a grace period. Lila offered to paint it beige. Darla wasn't having it. But then it escalated. Darla began patrolling the neighborhood like it was a gated boot camp. She took photos of trash bins left out 10 minutes past collection. She created a color-coded spreadsheet of lawn heights. She even claimed Chris's solar lights were a, quote, threat to community night vision. Then came the final straw. Chris and Lila hosted a backyard engagement party for Lila's sister.
Oh, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
And somebody parked on the street.
Oh, wait. Harmless, right? Wrong. Darla stood on her patio with a clipboard noting every offense. A balloon arch taller than 6 feet, which is an obstruction of sightliness. Cars parked with 2 wheels on the grass, which is a it's vehicular disrespect.
Oh, my gosh.
The disrespect.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
a live acoustic guitar set. Unapproved entertainment. The next day, every attendee got a fine, not a warning, an invoice. Darla even left one under a windshield wiper. That's when the rebellion began. Oh, I love a good comeback story. The residents of Oakview Estates had enough. A mysterious group calling themselves the Neutral Tones created a rival HOA newsletter. They printed yard signs that read, "This mailbox is Karen approved, honk if Darla find you, and free the grass." Eventually, someone discovered Darla had been pocketing HOA fees to fund a business trip to Napa, where she'd booked a spa and 3 wine tastings under neighborhood research. She was ousted in a landslide vote. Her clipboard, this is obviously sarcasm, auctioned off at the next block party. Chris and Lila's mailbox is still turquoise, and Darla, she moved to a condo with no HOA. But rumor has it she's lobbying to start one.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, HOAs are the wildest thing because they really be out here acting like they can tell you what you can and can't do.
Mm-hmm.
When I lived in Green Valley, we had an HOA.
Uh-huh.
And it really was pretty chill. They did not care about a whole lot. It was really just fees to keep the pool kind of maintained and updated as needed. But our neighbors so we had people buy the house next to us, and they were putting in a fence. And kind of like your deck, where the posts are a lot higher than they're going to be, the posts that they put in the ground were a lot higher than the 6-foot fence would be. And I promise you, I don't even know if this guy, I think he might have been like the secretary or the treasurer. He didn't have a big role, but he was on the board of the HOA. He comes hauling butt down from the top of the hill, so whips into our cul-de-sac and like jumps out of his car screaming, "Those are too high for our HOA, blah, 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 blah. Like, did you get approved for this?" And I swear to you, I was like, I have never experienced anything like this in my entire life.
We're going to cut them off?
Yeah, the guy was like, "Dude, you clearly don't know how fences are built. This is not how high they're going to be when we're done." And I guess it kind of de-escalated the situation, but it was crazy. I've never seen a grown man act that way in my life. And just
a Kevin, a Carl.
Yeah. with a God complex.
Yeah.
Thinking that he was hot stuff and he was not. So.
But, well, okay, so you had mentioned like the 10 minutes of like past or whatever for like picking up your trash from the curb or whatever, the trash bins.
That's a
And
crazy thing.
that's a thing in HOAs. And a lot of them are like within a few hours of trash pickup. What happens to the people who aren't home?
Yeah. Because
like
people
at
work,
noon. Yeah.
you know?
Like I don't get home until 5 or 6.
Yeah, those must be the fancy neighborhoods where one person can afford to stay home or something. I don't know.
I'm just like, that's insane to
It's
me that
wild.
people are so worried. I mean, I get it. Like, I even saw a TikTok once where this lady was like, her bushes were dying, and so she spray painted them green so the HOA wouldn't get her.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, follow me for my life hacks.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Good Lord. I do remember when we were going to change our mailbox and I had to ask the HOA, like, if the mailbox that I wanted to put up was approved.
That is so dumb.
I know.
It's a mailbox.
It's a mailbox. Yeah.
And I mean, I guess I get some of it because, like, we have some colors of houses in our town that you're like, whoa.
Well, that was a choice.
Yeah.
But
you thought, like, you really thought, like, this is what I'm going with.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like to do with like property value and like, you know, getting homes appraised and things like that. But at the end of the day, like, if I want to paint my house bubblegum pink, I should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Regardless. Like, I paid for this house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
or
do
like
what
if
I
I want
with
to
it.
paint my front door like a fun color,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I should be able to. But like, I don't know. I don't know how well HOAs stand up like legally.
I mean, it's technically a contract because you signed the agreement.
Yeah.
With the handbook. You know, you agree to it. So
yeah. I've never been a part of an HOA.
It'll never, yeah. I don't know that I'll ever do that again. Because that was insane.
Yeah. Just don't go trying to build a fence.
Jesus, yeah.
You're going to have cranky Carl running down the road.
Wait. His Karen arms flailing. Oh, what now?
Oh, what now? We're going to go from HOA to PTO.
Oh, I love the initials, the acronyms tonight.
Yes. PTO Karen and the Great Bake Sale Meltdown.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Okay, so it was a crisp Thursday morning at Willow Creek Elementary. Oh, and the people said they did change like the names to kind of like be more whatever. But anyway.
Privacy and things.
Yeah. So any name that comes out in any of these stories are not the real names.
Yeah, I assume as much for me too.
It was a crisp Thursday morning at Willow Creek Elementary, the kind of day where tired parents just wanted to drop off their kids and survive until coffee number 2. I definitely know what that feels like. The parking lot was its usual chaos, but inside the multi-purpose room, things were heating up.
Oh, no.
At the center of it all stood Karen, the PTO president, clipboard in hand. It's a clipboard.
It's always a clipboard. Why did these ladies always have a freaking clipboard? And now I'm like, dang, when I was a teacher, I had a clipboard.
I have a clipboard sometimes because it's just easier. Like even actually, Ray, my coworker, got me one that like has like a storage unit on the inside, so you can put your papers.
Karen. You are a big Karen now.
Because I was doing like where I had to have all the residents sign something, and she was like, "Here, let me get you one of these."
Oh my gosh,
I love her. She's awesome.
That's
anyway, okay, clipboard in hand. Smile tight, ponytail tighter.
The eyes are just like pulled back.
Girl, we know our parents did that to us.
Yeah.
Facelift. She was the kind of mom who printed flyers in color and used phrases like nutritional integrity and casual conversation.
Not nutritional integrity.
Yes.
I'm going to start using that now in casual conversation.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
Today was bake sale sign up day and Karen had a vision. Everything on the table, and she meant everything. Had to be gluten-free, sugar-free, and dye-free. I do understand dye-free.
Okay, Kourtney Kardashian.
Right. I will say, I am trying to, so we're not doing any kind of fad diets or anything like that in our household, but I am trying to like really eliminate super processed things and things with a lot of dyes in them because I've just been, anyway.
Yeah.
We're just trying to be more like mindful
have
and
nutritional integrity.
So I do get like
yeah
but like
the
at a bake sale,
for kids, like Come on. It's like that episode when Kim is trying to throw this Candyland theme party and Courtney's like, no sugar.
And she's like, how do you have that? Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I digress.
She even typed it in bold in the flyer 3 times.
Sure. Yeah. The colored flyer.
The colored flyer.
Yeah, she must have that printer money.
We want to make sure no child is left out, she told the crowd of bewildered parents standing proudly behind her color-coded spreadsheet. We have allergies, behavioral sensitivities, and dietary standards to uphold. Yes, ma'am. Dad stepped up with a plate of chocolate chip cookies. These are made with real sugar and regular flour. Is that a problem?
Oh, no.
Karen looked like he had just offered her rat poisoning. Unfortunately, yes, they cannot be accepted. I would be like, say less.
I'll take them.
I will take them all.
I volunteer tribute.
Yeah. Another mom offered cupcakes with blue and green frosting. Karen didn't even touch the container. Artificial dye. We can't serve that. It's not aligned with the bake sale policy. There's a bake sale policy, guys.
It's not aligned.
A bake sale policy.
I'm obsessed with this.
Most of the room hadn't even seen the policy. One mom whispered,
is the policy in the room with us?
One mom whispered, is this a bake sale or a clinical trial?
Oh, shoot.
A couple of parents gently suggested maybe they loosen the restrictions a little, let people bring what they wanted, just include labels and let folks choose for themselves, which I get.
Yeah.
Karen blinked.
Did she now? That can't be good.
We have to protect the school. What if a child with a sensitivity reacts to a mislabeled item? We need to be consistent, safe, responsible. The tension in the room spiked.
Oh, no.
A tray of brownies accidentally got knocked off of a folding chair and people jumped. The assistant principal quietly stepped in and tried to smooth things over, but Karen was already gathering her things. Oh.
Yikes.
If no one's going to respect the standards, then I can't be responsible for what happened, she said, straightening her clipboard like a final act.
Oh.
And just like that, left the meeting. No thank you, no eye contact, who's going to run this?
No F you, no nothing. She just said, deuces, we out.
So, thankfully, the PTO held a quick vote. The rules were relaxed. Parents were trusted to use common sense, include ingredient cards, label allergens, and not panic over frosting colors. Obviously, if your colors of the cupcakes have blue or green like that, and someone's not saying that they spent a lot of money on this type of dried out vegetable that doesn't have a taste that you added in, you probably know that it has artificial dye in it.
Cue the common sense part again.
Yes. The bake sale went off with minimal drama, lots of smiles, and one batch of rainbow cupcakes that sold out in 6 minutes. Karen didn't show. She never came back, but she did email the principal with a 5-point list of reflections for future-based fundraisers. Rumor has it she's already planning the spring carnival, and this time she wants a vegan nacho station.
Oh. All right, I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay.
I have a lot of thoughts. This is, like, in my mind, she is weaponizing this fear of, like, dangerous ingredients to have control.
Yes.
Because, and what happens here is it diminishes the real negative effects of a lot of these issues, like the food dyes. There are real studies that show that these are very bad.
Yes.
But when people get on like a soapbox and do and act like this, it makes people want to overcorrect and go completely in the opposite direction.
Yes.
And it's like, these are adults.
Yeah.
Let them make the decisions. If they want to bring regular chocolate chip cookies from freaking Betty Crocker out of a box, I think they have the right to do so. Yeah. And if they want to buy those for their kids,
and they're not feeding them to those kids without permission of their parents. Exactly. They're literally selling them out of school where parents and teachers are going to buy them.
Yeah. It's just not that deep to me.
It's really, really not. But like she's got her side bangs and her clipboard and
her holier than thou entitlement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, I am so thankful that my kids don't expect me to be on any PTO. Sorry, not sorry.
You would show up with this, with your backwards hat and no clipboard.
Yeah.
How about that?
And when they started being like, policy, my brain would be like, what's for dinner? We're done. No,
PTOs are great. Let's not, PTOs are great.
Parents, teachers. I love the fact that parents are involved in what's going on at the
Yes,
school.
100%.
For me, I already can't stand the few meetings that I have to sit in for work. So,
yeah.
If you need me to show up and do something,
yeah,
call. If you need me to go to a meeting to talk about doing things, don't call me.
Probably not the vibe for Hannah.
No, I was actually telling Zach that about the deck. I was like, if you have a job for me,
yeah,
and I can do it right then and continually do something, I'm good. But do not have me sit there and just
listen
wait.
to you talk about what needs to be done.
Yeah. Or sit out there and just wait for a job because I get bored and I need to go do something else. I have a million other things inside the house that I can do. Yeah.
It's the ADHD girl.
So mine, I feel like she is not going to win the Karen battle. Let's be honest. But
no, she didn't hit anyone with a shopping cart,
but I do think, I thought, PTO, bake sale. Yep, I could see that. Yeah. I could see that.
And I think it's good that we have diverse stories. It's not just the same type of stories every week. Karen's custom rules. Spoiler alert, they only apply to you.
Oh.
All right, it's Saturday morning at the community pool. There's sunscreen in the air, the faint hum of a Bluetooth speaker playing top 40 hits, and a strict but simple sign posted at the entrance. Pool rules. No glass containers, no outside food, no swimming without lifeguard on duty. Guests must be accompanied by residents. Pool hours 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Seems reasonable, right?
The outside food kind of sucks, but okay, other than that.
Yeah.
I understand it. And a lot of places are like that with no outside food.
Yeah.
I just feel like with pools, I think it would be cool to be able to take your little cooler with your kids' little cheese sticks or whatever.
We could, at my HOA or my HOA pool.
But this is a community center, and I know some have concessions.
It just says Pines Community Pool. Yeah. So I assume that it's like a public pool. Yeah. And I don't think we can take coolers to our public pool, but I don't really know.
I don't know either.
But so seems reasonable, not for Karen.
Oh.
Karen is a longtime resident of the Pines, or as she likes to call herself, one of the originals. She shows up at 9:30 a.m., half an hour before the pool opens, with her towel draped over a reserved chair and a tote bag clanking.
A reserved chair?
Mm-hmm. She got her own chair, girl.
Oh, okay.
She's been there since the dawn of time. That is Karen's chair. And a tote bag clanking suspiciously. Inside, a full charcuterie board, 3 mini bottles of Chardonnay, and an actual ceramic plate.
Why all these Karens be drinking wine, girl?
And it's always Chardonnay. It's always that shoddy, hey. Ain't no Karens drinking Moscato. So, and not a plastic one, a plate, a ceramic plate. I mean, I kind of want to be friends with this Karen. You bringing a full charcuterie to the pool?
Yeah.
Say less,
Can
queen.
I have some?
Right. Lifeguard Jake, who was all of 19 and fueled solely by iced coffee and teenage indifference, walks over. Hey, ma'am, pool doesn't open till 10. Oh, I'm not swimming. I'm just setting up. Still, for liability, it's fine. I've lived here longer than you've been alive.
Oh, that.
She gives him a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. We know the smile. Mm-hmm. By 10:15, the pool is packed. Dang. Families, toddlers and floaties, teens flinging water at each other, and Karen sipping wine from a stemmed glass like she's on a cruise ship. She is out here living her best life, okay?
Listen.
Jake walks over again, trying his best. Hey, I hate to be that guy, but no glass at the pool. It's posted. It's not glass. It's tempered. Totally safe. Tempered glass still shatters. Well, then don't knock it over. She waves him away.
Waves him away.
Waves him away like he's a mosquito. Wave him off, yeah. Then comes the grand finale. Around 1 p.m., Karen ushers in a group of 6 women. Loud, dressed like they're heading to Coachella, each holding a to-go margarita cup from the Mexican place down the street. These are my people. Jake approaches. Poor Jake. This boy did not choose this for himself.
I would just give it up. Jake, and not your $12 an hour job is not worth it.
If that. So he says, sorry, guests need to be accompanied by a resident and no outside alcohol. They are with a resident. Me. Jake tells her it's a 2-guest limit. Karen says, I'm allowed exceptions. I'm on the neighborhood beautification committee, which isn't even real.
I was like, wait, what? That's a thing.
She doesn't even go here.
Yeah. Let me get my hood up really quick.
Right. Now the pool is buzzing. Kids' popsicles melting, sunburns developing, but all eyes are on Karen's corner, where one of her guests is now blasting Pitbull from a speaker and doing cannonballs. Listen, this is a vibe.
I mean,
love
that's
this.
the opposite of what I would expect a Karen to want to hang out with.
Right.
So.
Right. Jake makes the call. He goes to the clubhouse and comes back with the property manager. And friends, the moment Karen sees her, it's like she's been caught smuggling fireworks into Disneyland. Suddenly, Karen is offended. Why didn't someone just explain the rules nicely? This is harassment. I'm a
Really,
good
Karen?
neighbor.
Really, Karen?
Right, really? She throws on her kimono cover-up like a courtroom robe and storms out, wine glass in hand. And yes, she left the plate behind. We weren't wondering, but thanks. The next day, the HOA, of course it's an HOA. I knew it.
So this is a pool.
This is in a community.
Like in a, like probably
she is
a gated
disturbing.
community.
Yeah, she is disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
So the HOA sent out a mass email. Dear residents, please be reminded that the pool rules apply to everyone. Violations may result in suspended privileges. Karen, suspended for 30 days. Her response, she posted on the community Facebook page.
Of course.
If anyone wants to swim at a real pool, my sister has one in Lenexa. Message me for details.
Ooh.
0 likes, 1 angry react. The kicker, the same week, she reported a 12-year-old boy for using a pool noodle too aggressively. Because those rules, apparently, still matter.
Oh my gosh.
And that's Karen's custom rules.
So I feel like that video I sent you today who is that guy?
Trey
Kennedy?
Trey Kennedy, yeah.
Him and that girl are both Karens and they're in the video or
it's so
whatever.
funny.
And he's like, oh, that's against the rules. And she's like, wait, no, that's my son.
My son.
And he's like, the rules apply to everybody. And then they're like getting their phones out.
Like the guns. And they're like, stop recording me. Stop recording.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Gosh. I just thought it was funny because we, been talking about Karens.
I know the algorithm.
My phone be listening.
Because I saw it yesterday. It like popped up on my feed and I was like, dang, this was good.
Yeah.
But so
I would like to see him. I mean, I don't know if his stand-ups like would be as good because his videos are like
it's skits. Yeah. Like it's like sketch comedy.
Really good.
He's funny.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed watching him through the years.
This last winter, like his Taylor and Travis Kelce and Mahomes.
Yes.
And Brittany, and like it was just yeah.
I like his middle school skits because at the time with the braces
that are like aluminum foil.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. So shameless plug for Trey Kennedy.
Yeah.
Check him out on all his platforms. He's hilarious.
My last one is called The Last Appointment.
Oh gosh.
And we are going to shift our focus into a salon. Again, names, salon name, not real.
Yeah.
It was a quiet Thursday evening. And when we say Thursday, and anybody that works 5 days a week, Thursday is Friday Eve.
Yeah.
And that's what we're thinking about.
Yep.
Especially on a Thursday evening.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It was a quiet Thursday evening at Serenity Salon, and the stylists were winding down after a packed day of blowouts, brows, and back-to-back color jobs. Maria, the lead stylist, was wiping down her station when the phone rang. Serenity Salon, Maria speaking, how can I help you? A high-pitched, breathy voice came through the line. Hi, yes, this is Karen with a K. I have a 4:00 biolodge with Skylar. I'm running just a little bit behind, and I'll be there in 20 minutes. Please hold my spot. It's been a day. Maria glanced at the clock. It's 4:05 p.m.
Her appointment was at 4?
Mm-hmm.
And she's calling just now at 4:05.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thanks for letting us know, Karen. We close at 7, so we'll do our best to fit you in, but please hurry. I'm sure a biolage probably takes like a while.
Yeah, probably 2 hours. I would imagine a 2-hour slot.
Oh, I'm literally turning on your street now. I'll be there in a second. Click.
Lies. Already know it.
Skylar, wiping color bowls at the back, raised an eyebrow. She lives in Oak Ridge, right? That's 35 minutes away without traffic. Yep. And I'm guessing she hasn't even left her driveway. Time ticked by. 4:30 came, 5 o'clock came, 5:30 came.
No.
Yeah. The salon got quieter as clients trickled out. The team cleaned up, restocked towels, started doing all the shutting down things that they do at night.
Mm-hmm.
At 6:45, 2 hours and 45 minutes after her scheduled appointment, the Front door flung open like a gust of chaos.
Oh my gosh.
In stormed Karen.
Of course.
Sunglasses still on, carrying a shopping bag and a half-melted iced drink, probably from Starbucks, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair was in a messy bun and her attitude was cranked to an 11.
Oh my gosh. It's been a day, remember?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You would never believe the day I had. Parking was a nightmare. My kids spilled juice in the car and I just needed to grab a few things from Target to center myself. But I'm here. Let's get started.
So wait a minute. How late is she? What time is it?
2 hours and 45 minutes. And she was already
So
5
it's
minutes late when she called.
6:45. And they close at 7. Okay.
Maria, already locking the back cabinet, turned slowly. Karen, your appointment was at 4. It's almost closing time. Well, I called you. I told you it was going to be 20 minutes late. Skylar stepped forward. You said that over 2.5 hours ago. A biolodge takes 3 hours minimum.
Oof.
We don't have time tonight. Karen's face froze. You mean you're not going to do my hair? Correct. We can schedule you for tomorrow or Saturday. First of all, I would not have said tomorrow or Saturday. I don't have openings at least for 2 weeks because you just wasted my time and I could have had an appointment. But
yeah, that's a lot of money that was missed.
That was really nice of them. Okay, so no. That is unacceptable.
Of course it is.
I need my hair done tonight. I have an event. My husband's boss's sister is renewing her vows, and I'm in the background of photos. I refuse to be seen with these roots. She dramatically threw her bag on the counter. I've been coming here for years. I'm a valued client. I demand service. Of course you do, Karen.
Yeah. You can demand yourself right out the door.
Maria remained calm, unlocking the appointment book. Karen, you're welcome to book for another time, but we are closed for today. We held your spot for 30 minutes and you were almost 3 hours late. That's not how this works.
Boom.
Karen's eyes narrowed.
Oh, I bet they did.
I could just feel it. I know the owner. I will have this whole place shut down.
Oh, because that's going to be helpful for the owner.
Yeah. Maria stared at her flatly. I am the owner. Yeah, girl. When I read this, I was like, oh, yes.
Dang it, Maria. Okay, queen.
Snaps. A long, tense silence. Karen huffed, snatched her bag, and stormed to the door. You'll be hearing from me. We already have, Skylar muttered under her breath. As the door slammed shut, the team exhaled. Maria locked the door behind her. She's definitely writing another Yep novel tonight. Maria grinned and said, let her. I'm calling it Karen with the K, the trilogy.
The trilogy.
And just like that, they turned the salon lights off. Tools were put away. The calm returned until next week's meltdown, because I guarantee you working in a salon has so much drama.
So I imagine so. So many Karens. We were talking about this earlier. There's a like an influencer named Siri Parks who lives in Springfield, Missouri. And I watch and follow a lot of her stories.
Yeah, me too.
I like them a lot.
I get so invested and she like releases them and I'm like, no,
I
gotta know. I gotta know.
And that's clearly why they do it. Yeah. That's clearly why.
Yeah, so I cannot, okay, first of all, you call 5 minutes after your appointment was supposed to be started.
Yeah.
I'm always early. And sometimes I have been early, like 15 minutes early, and I will walk in and they're like not done with the next client. And I can tell it's going to be a while, but I would rather be waiting on them than them waiting on me.
Exactly.
Because I like know how it gets backed up in there and your days I've seen it.
Disrespectful to be late. It's disrespectful to be late. I had an eye appointment last week or the week before, I don't remember. And I got stuck behind a school bus or something, whatever. And my appointment was in 20 minutes and my ETA was 18 minutes. So I was going to be there on time. But I still called them and said, hey, I will be there as close to 8:20 as possible. I told them what had happened and I got there with 2 minutes to spare. It was fine. But it's like just the thought of being there, like, at appointment time stressed me out because I want to be 10 minutes early. Yeah. I just like to be early because you never know. And it's because I've worked in healthcare. I've worked at a clinic where if you get there early, you have time to kind of sign things and nobody's rushing and accommodating for you. And it's like, I don't want anyone to have to accommodate for me. So.
Yes. So if I'm late it's my family's fault. So
there's that. It's Brinley's fault. Let's be real.
I don't know. Corbin B's like just chilling. I'll be like, "Are
Yeah.
you dressed? Do you have your shoes on? Have you brushed your teeth? Come on,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
gotta go."
And I think I do have a luxury of being on time and early to everything because it's just me.
Yeah.
The only thing that really sets me back, first of all, is myself. But second, it's if Petunia doesn't want to come inside.
Yeah.
She will lay in the grass.
And you're like, "Let's go."
Yeah. I will have to say, "You want a treat?" Or make like the ooh sound because she knows. She's like, "Ooh, that's a treat sound." That's what that means.
I
And
like
she'll
that.
come in. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, you want a treat? Ooh. And she'll be like, "Ah." And then she runs so
Yeah.
fast. I'm like, "Oh my God, she's going to knock me over." But anyway,
So,
those
yeah.
were good stories this week.
Yeah.
Not as violent, which I love.
Yeah. Last week I tried to come in real strong with the good ones.
Yeah, week 2 was kind of
My goal was
gut
like
punch,
when I was
literally.
researching this, like, oh, I hope one of these from week 1 gets all the way to the end.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All
Well,
up to you guys.
vote. Vote.
Yeah.
So I think that's all that we've got for today.
Yeah.
We've got another episode coming next week with some more Karens. I think one of mine is actually a salon story too. So
Oh,
I'm glad
fun.
that it's not the same one.
Yes.
So until next time, I'm Bianca.
I'm Hannah.
And we are Taking Back Sunday.
You have a hair that I'm going to just, it's not really, it's just like out in front.
Yeah.
By itself.
It's just making its way downtown. Oh, they don't smell like they did last time. Maybe they do. Carla, the residents of Oakview. My gosh.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. All right. Somebody's watching me.
It's my anxiety.
Ooh,
All right.
What's your last one?
My last one, I'm actually going to get a drink.
Jinx.
That literally was so good. Okay.